Good, happy Wednesday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's get started. First up, 2 arrested after 1 pot meth lab discovered near Lebanon Hotel. Let's take a listen to this video from WMER News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Strict attention to detail. That's what sets Kubota construction equipment apart. It's how we maximize performance, increase strength, and give you the dependability you demand. We engineer our equipment precisely at every level. It's what makes us a leader. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 60 months. See your local Kubota construction equipment dealer today.
Where best means second to none, MD.
Just off of Airport Road in Lebanon is a hotel surrounded by woods. An employee noticed 2 of their guests going in and out of those woods with backpacks.
We uncovered a campsite that looked to have some material, some chemicals that were consistent with the production of methamphetamines.
26-year-old Stanley Souza and 21-year-old Damian Sumner were arrested during a traffic stop. Police identified them through interviews and with the help of New Hampshire Probation and Parole, as Souza is out on parole for robbery.
They had made substantial steps into making methamphetamine, which was extremely dangerous.
Chief Richard Mello says it appears this wasn't the first time they used the one-pot meth method, where dangerous chemicals are mixed in some type of container or plastic bottle. While the opioid crisis remains in the forefront of people's minds, Chief Mello says they've seen an increase in meth production in the past year. Police urge anyone who sees suspicious activity to contact investigators, as the hotel did. An employee did not want to speak on camera, but says you could see their campsite from the parking lot.
The location and the connection to the hotel is extremely concerning. To have any of those chemicals stored anywhere, again, creates a risk to those around at the hotel or anybody who else might be nearby.
Now, police say those chemicals are so dangerous, the DEA's clandestine lab team had to respond to safely detonate that one-pot meth lab to be sure no one was injured. That's the latest live in Lebanon tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. 5 investigates artist Jay Gills found dead in mass home. Let's take a listen to the video. Okay, it looks like we're having little technical difficulties with that video. Sorry about that, everyone. 5 investigates has learned John Warren Gills Jr., the artist known professionally as Jay Gills and part of a rock group, the Jay Gills Band, was found dead in his Gorton, Massachusetts home. The 71-year-old was found unresponsive by police around 4 p.m. Tuesday after they responded to his home for a well-being check. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Foul play is not suspected at this time. Gills and the band as best known for their album Freezer Frame and the song Centerfolds, which hit #1 for 6 weeks. Gills formed the band during his time at Worcester Physics Tech Institution, where he studied mechanical engineering. At Worcester, he formed J. Gill's Blues Band with Danny, Magic, Stephen, and Peter, with Seth becoming the last member before the band released its debut album in 1970. The J. Gill's Band was influenced by soul music and rhythm and blues, but he moved toward pop and rock by the time the album Love Stinks came out in 1980. The 11 albums, the band's 12th album, Freezer Frame, hit number 1 on Billboard charts for 4 weeks in 1981 and remained on the chart for 70 weeks. The title track, Freeze Frame, made it to number 4. While on tour, opening acts for the band included the Eagles, Billy Joel, ZZ Top, and U2. The band broke up a few years later. Gills has called Gorton his home for 35 years. New England-based companies seek to close dozens of stores. A dozen of Bob's stores in Eastern Mountain Sports locations across New England and Northeast will likely close in the coming months if a judge agrees with a bankruptcy filing by parent company Eastern Outfitters. The company is seeking to close 48 Bob's and EMS stores in 11 states from Maine to Maryland. Eastern Outfitters LLC, the parent of discount chain Bob's Stores and outdoor retail Eastern Mountain Sports, filed for bankruptcy protection in early February. The company is asking a bankruptcy court to allow it to close 48 of its 86 stores as part of a plan for UK Retail Sports Direct International to acquire the company. Bob's Stores was founded by Bob in 1954 and has 35 stores throughout the Northeast. Eastern Mountain Sports was founded in 1967 by Wellesley climbers who later opened a climbing school. The chain was sold in 2012 to a private accountancy firm. Eastern Mountain Sports has 27 of its 51 locations across Northeast, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Bob's Stores has 21 out of 35 locations across the Northeast, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Chinese social media continues to rage at United, and airline faces real fallout. Chinese social media has exploded with outrage after a video went viral showing a passenger who appeared to be of Asian ethnicity being dragged off an overbooked United Airlines flight with a bloody nose. And United Airlines been getting a lot of bad attentions lately. Tillerson set to meet with Russian foreign minister. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is in Moscow for a big day of meetings with top Russian officials Wednesday. Now let's take a look at your weather for today and tonight. Your weather for today: Clouds and scattered showers. Cooler highs in the mid to upper 60s. For tonight, partial clearing. Lows near 40 degrees. Now let's take a look at your traffic. A look at your traffic right now. We're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a tiny red spot in between Manchester and Hooksett. Otherwise, we're seeing a lot of green roadways, and your traffic is moving pretty good on your Wednesday morning. No major travel delays this morning. That does it for your news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. See you back here later on today. Bye, everyone.